So in this video, I want to talk about raising sons. Raising sons. So I could talk about raising kids in general, but I want to focus on raising sons because I have two boys, and I also want to focus on raising sons as a father because it hits a little different. It really does. And I have two sons. I have a 10-year-old and a 1-year-old. And I can still remember when my wife had the 10-year-old, the doctor brought him to me and he placed him in my arms. And I'm sitting here looking at him, and he'll open his eyes and look at me, and I look at him, and I'll play with his little toes and play with his fingers. And it was a beautiful moment. It really was. Until he started to cry. And he cried loud. And he cried, and I'm sitting there confused because I don't know what to do. Like, should I rock him? Should I hold him on my shoulder? I don't know what to do with my hands. Like, what's going on? And everything is happening in real time, and you're trying to take it all in, right? And what I realized is you need to take it day by day, moment by moment, and learn from your mistakes. And to all the parents out there, if you're doing that, you're a good parent. You are a good parent. Point blank, period. Because these kids don't come out with a manual. They don't come out with a manual in their hands. The closest thing we got to a manual is the Bible. And I remember like watching videos and doing all that stuff prior to him coming, but that still did not help when he got here because it hits different once they show up. But what makes us good parents is we take it day by day, and if it ain't working, if we make a mistake, we realize that and we change it up and we move forward. So as long as we put the work in, we are doing what we supposed to do. And now he's 10 years old, and now we have a 1-year-old. And to this day, I still do that. Take it day by day, moment by moment, learn from my mistakes, and keep it moving. And that seems to be working out just fine. So as long as we put the work in, we ain't got nothing really to worry about. But as for me and my lovely household, we have a 10-year-old and we got a 1-year-old. There is a huge age gap right there, right? So a lot of days I'm feeling really schizophrenic because I could be talking to my 10-year-old like, hey man, how you doing? Remember, you have a project that you got to do today. And then the 1-year-old is over there playing. I'm like, hey, stop, get down, cut it out, stop. All right, son. All right, so the project that you have is due on Friday. I just need you to do this, that, and the other. Hey, cut it down. Stop. Get down now. Stop. You want me to pop you? Do you want me to pop you? All right. All right, son. I need you to calm down. Stuff like that. Like, I'm doing that constantly on a daily basis, right? You feel kind of loopy. You do. You feel kind of weird. But that's the life we live in, man. So, you got one kid, he got a big project in the 5th grade, and the other one, he just going to daycare learning colors. One kid want to watch Raising Dion, the other kid, he want to watch Miss Rachel. And we only got one TV here, guys. You guys going to have to, pick and choose what you're going to watch at a certain time. So we hearing all kind of stuff in here. But it's all good, man. It's all fun and games, man. All fun and games, man. One kid want to play ping pong, the other one want to blow bubbles. You got to fit it in. You got to fit it in. But it's a joy. It is definitely a joy in this household. So even as crazy as this house can be, I still take it day by day, and I cherish every moment that I spend with my kids. Because you already know that kids will not be kids forever. They grow up very fast. Very fast. Like my son look like he growing an inch every week, man. Like he almost about to be as tall as me, and I don't know how to feel about that. feel like I gotta punch him in his chest before he starts smelling himself, you know? It's just like you get way too tall, way too fast. But that's how fast they growing, man. They growing real fast. And we as parents, man, just need to cherish these moments, man, that we have with them. And just enjoy each and every moment. And our number one job as parents is we need to train them up in the way that they should go. And you already know what scripture I'm about to flow into. And that's Proverbs 22, verse number 6. And it goes like this: Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Now, that was the version that most of us know, and that was the King James Version. But I really, really like the NIV version. Start children off on the way they should go, and even when they are old, they will not turn from it. I really like that version because that's how I feel when I'm raising my sons. I feel like my job is to train them up in the way that they should go, and when they get older, they continue on that path. I know I hear people say when you have a child that's the same sex as you, so like for me, I'm a father and I have sons, or you have a mother that has daughters, they say that you are raising your replacement, and I don't agree with that. I really don't agree with that. I don't feel like you're raising your replacement. I feel like your job is to train them up, set that foundation in them, and then once they get older, they take that foundation and all the things that you taught them and shown them, and they take that and move forward with their lives and do even bigger and better things, even things that you could not even imagine. So that is my goal for them. And I don't feel like I'm raising my replacement. Number one, because I can't be replaced. I cannot be replaced. You cannot replace me. It is only one and only, baby. Okay? But I don't want them to replace me. I want them to be their own person. Because what God wants them to be is something way bigger than what I am right now. So that is my goal for them, is just for me to set that foundation in them, and they take it and run with it, you know. And I also feel like being a dad and being a father, my goal and my job is to be a very good example for them that they can see in real time. And just being a great father to them, being a great husband to their mother, and show them what a good husband looks like, show them what a good father looks like, show them what it looks like to take care of a household, because they take in all that stuff. They watch everything. Even my 1 year old be doing stuff that I've done, and I'm like, what in the world? Like you see everything, bro. Like yeah, like so you gotta pay attention, man, and just pay attention to the details, like for real, because they watch everything, everything. So that's my goal, is just to set a very good example for them that they can see. So when they get older, they know that, hey man, my dad did this, this, and this, and it worked. So I'm gonna do the same thing. So that's my only goal, man, is to just be a good example and train them up and set that foundation. So without trying to over complicate this thing, I broke it down into 4 stages. 4 stages of life. And like I said, I'm gonna focus on boys, on sons, but you can apply most of this stuff to womanhood as well. So the 4 stages that I want to bring up is the baby stage, the boy stage, the young man stage, and the grown man stage. Now, when they are at the baby stage and the boy stage, that is usually the nurturing stage. So when they're at that stage, they always under the mama, right? Mama, mama, mama. Dear mama. Mama, mama. I love my mama. So they always under mama the whole time, right? They always running to mama, right? Daddy right there. He's right there. But they'll walk right past daddy and go straight to mama. And mama take care of it. Mama gonna take care of it all the time. It's cool. It's cool. I'm not mad at the mamas. I'm not mad at the mamas. You know, daddy gonna do his part in other areas, okay? But when they're at the baby stage and the boy stage, they tend to run to mama and be under mama most of the time. Now, when they leave the mama stage and they go into the young boy stage, you know, it takes everybody off guard, but you realize when it happens in real time. Case in point, uh, my oldest son, like I say, he's 10 years old. And like I said, most of the time, he's going to mama, right? He's talking to mama. But over the past 2 to 3 weeks, even a month, I've been noticing a change. He's been talking a lot more to me. You know, he's been asking like these random questions, you know, and I answer him and I keep moving. But then he started doing it a little bit more and a little bit more. And I'm like, that change is about to happen. Yep. He's moving to that young boy stage, that young man stage, you know. I can feel it. I can sense it. Because, like I say, he's asking more questions. And then he did it again, um, maybe like last weekend or a couple weekends ago. Um, we was watching TV. Well, his son, my son, the 1 year old, he was watching TV because he was watching Miss Rachel or something. And then he came along, my oldest son, he said, "Can I watch TV?" And I said, "Sure." So I started looking through the channels, right, trying to find something on Disney or something like that. He said, "No, I want to watch Raising Dion." And I said, "Raising Dion on Netflix?" He said, "Yeah." And I'm like, I kind of paused for a moment because I was like, can he even watch Raising Dion? I was trying to figure out like all the scenes, like did it have any naughty scenes in it or anything like that? But I was like, he's like, "I want to watch Raising Dion," and I said, okay, because in my mind, I'm still thinking about child videos and children videos or movies or something like that. He said Raising Dion, and I was like, okay, it's a shift happening. There's a shift happening. Yeah, man. And then what really took it over the top was he decided that he wanted to get baptized. And that was one of my dreams for him, was to get baptized. And I said, I am not going to push that on him. I'm not even going to bring it up. That is a decision that he has to make on his own. And he finally, he came to his mom and said that he wanted to get baptized. And I almost jumped out of my socks because I've been waiting for that day. I've been waiting for it. And he decided to do it on his own. So that's when I realized he is not a little boy anymore. There he comes, the waterworks. The waterworks. Keep moving, keep moving. All right. So that's what I'm saying, man. The young man stage is, it comes and it comes quick, and sometimes we get blindsided by it. But you'll know it when you see it. Trust me. You'll know it when you see it. Yep. So I feel like I'm in the young man stage right now with my oldest son. But then you also have the grown man stage. Now, neither one of my sons are there yet, but like I said, my son is now approaching the young man stage. Now, with the young man stage on up, you already know. You already know. They start to smell themselves. And then that mouth of theirs get a little sharp, and they think they know everything. He hasn't got there yet. Not fully. I see a little bit of it every now and then. But when it gets there, that's when he get up under mama. He get from up under mama's wings, and then he start talking crazy. And then mama gonna be like, "You need to get your son. You need to get your son." Oh, now he's my son. Yeah, now he's my son. Now daddy got to get up and be daddy, right? Jeez, man. So that's hey, daddies, man, fathers. That's our time to shine, right? So that's when we pull our pants up and go to war with them, and that's when the father or the dad starts to show them the way and starts to set that real foundation in them, because even though they're lashing out or saying crazy stuff or doing crazy things, there's also another side of them that's trying to figure out life. And we need to step in and show them how to deal with certain situations, because that's that's the stage where they start to go through real life situations. And it's our job as dads and fathers to step up and show them how to handle things. Show them how to handle their emotions and do things in a healthy way. In a healthy way. So that young man to that grown man, that gap right there, that's our time to shine, fathers. That is our time to shine. And then when they move into the grown man stage, that's when they start to live on their own and start to raise a family and do things like that. But as long as we're there to show them the way, they're gonna be all right. They are gonna be all right. And whether you have a daughter that's approaching womanhood or approaching grown womanhood, or you have a son that's approaching grown manhood, that is a threshold that they have to go through on their own. That is something that they have to go through on their own. You cannot get them to manhood or grown person status. You can't do it. All you can do is support them and show them the way, but that is a threshold that they have to approach and enter on their own. And that's something I realized. It don't matter how much my dad taught me or how much my mom taught me, if I did not decide to stand up and fight for the things in my life, I wouldn't have got it. I wouldn't have got it. It's not enough hugs and kisses in the world from your mom or dad that can get you to manhood. I can get you to womanhood. So that was my take on raising sons and the joys and the privileges of raising children. Um, some days it's not easy, but at the end of the day, it is definitely worth it. And like I shared with you guys about my son getting baptized, just those little things lets you know that you are doing a good job. Parents, you are doing a good job when you see things like that. When your child comes home with good grades, or when they have a situation and they was able to handle it in a correct way and not a disrespectful way, that's those little nuggets that gives you motivation to keep going and lets you know that you are doing a good job as a parent. So I think that's God's way of telling you that you're doing a good job as a parent, to be honest, because you know you need it. You definitely need it because you be focusing on things that they may have done wrong, or even things that you have done wrong to them. And it's just those little moments that God lets you know that you're doing good. You're being a good parent. So that's my takeaway of being a father, being a dad, and being a parent. So I hope this video blessed you in some type of way. And I'll see you guys on the next one, all right? Peace.